Tom, you are now thinking about doing that outside the U.S. And you mentioned before Nancy Duarte, you mentioned David Siebert, Dave Gray. They're all very big gurus, but they're Americans. I mean, how are you going to repeat that with the same success in Europe? Are you going to bring them over, or are you going to find them some gurus in Europe?
That is a great question, and frankly, we would have loved to have many more global gurus to bring in from all around the world to San Francisco. As our first event, we just couldn't afford the budget, of course, to fly them in from all over the world. But we're so excited that we're going to be able to do one in Europe in the fall and be able to access some of those. There are so many of them that are European-based. While certainly we will bring over some of the best from the U.S. and make sure we can, bring some of that experience over to the European market, we also want to take advantage of the great talent that's here in Europe already and bring them in. The nice thing is, as we're building this, our goal really is to build a global, sustainable community of visual thinkers. And while, yes, many of our facilitators that we had in the U.S. were U.S. or Canadian, our goal really is from that point on, as the network grows, to be able to pull in people from all over the world based on what the topics are that we want to discuss, whether we want to talk about storytelling or video or sketching or facilitation or information graphics. We'll be able to pull from the best all over the world. So we're very excited about the opportunity that Europe brings for us.
Do you think that it's going to happen the same but the other way around? I mean, are we going to be able this time to say 80% are Europeans and 20% are outside Europe, or what are you expecting?
I'm expecting actually that we may even get a little larger than 80% European population. I think the demand here and the already existing network of visual thinkers in Europe is so strong that we're going to see higher than predicted numbers of Europeans. I do think we'll have quite a few from the U.S. and from the other continents, but I really think it'll be a heavily European-dominated conference for sure.
I was surprised at the amount of northern Scandinavian that were in the event. I think that the Scandinavian countries are very visual thinkers, and they're going to probably have a couple of gurus that would be really very good as facilitators in there.
Scandinavia is very strong. In fact, they've been strong for a very long time. Many of the initial ideas for visual thinking actually came out of Scandinavia 20, 30, even 40 years ago. So they were some of the people who led the initial thought and even created some of the initial ideas that then were leveraged all over the world into hundreds of branches of visual thinking. But some of the very first thinking and experimentation and work came out of Scandinavia. So we're very excited to get many of the gurus from there.
One of the things that I was surprised was, I mean, I knew that there was a very good prize in Spain that it was worldwide known. I think it's called Malayev or something like that, for infographics. I mean, for people that work in the newspaper doing infography. And I was surprised there were a lot of them in the event from parts of the United States, but there wasn't so many from Europe. There were a few, but not very many, and certainly none from Spain. And they have very good people in Spain. So, and I was surprised. Didn't we do it properly in Spain? I mean, didn't we help you enough in Spain, or it was too far away?
No, I think there were a couple things that happened, specifically with the infographics people and Europe in particular. They were late invited to the party. We didn't really have access into that community until about 2 months before the event. And from there, that was a little too late to arrange the travel all the way to San Francisco. We had significant interest from the specifically Society for News Designers of Europe, and they were more than interested in coming but just couldn't make it. So I think we'll see a significant population of them at the European event.
Have you decided already the city, or is not yet 100% sure?
It's not yet 100% sure. We're looking at several. Geneva is the likely candidate, and it will probably be in October or November, but that will be announced shortly on our blog as we finalize those details.
Okay, Tom, now let's talk about the future now.